Good everyone, welcome to today's video, or bonus video, and today we have the first flight of the Messerschmitt 264 Heavy bomber. Now, I'm not going to go over the history of this plane like I normally would. I've saved that for JPrawn3's subscriber replay, but one thing I forgot to mention about the plane in that was that the plane first flew in 1942 for a first flight and was cancelled in 1944. Obviously, two of the prototypes, I believe, were destroyed in an Allied bombing raid, but even so, I'm sort of happy this thing's in the game because Germany has needed some heavy bombers for a while. But me and Hartwig Star were discussing this plane, and we described it as the poor man's BV-238. The reason for this is because A, it's got less guns than a BV, but has more 20mm by one more, but also carries less bombs, it's a higher BR, and for some reason has a 42k repair cost. This isn't ideal, as you can imagine. I do not want to be hit with a 42k repair, which apparently goes up to over 50 when spaded. So, DT2, mate, all I'll say is you better prepare your bank balance for, well, your silver line bank balance for this plane. Luckily, I've just got over 5 million lines, and even then, I have talisman aircraft, I have premiums to use and everything. So I can always go and grind some lions. I mean, I just had a battle in the BF-109B, which got me 32k. I used that to finish off the ME264's grind. If you want to see that battle in the B1 late, but not or like a bit of bonus footage for that plane, I'll be more than happy to do that because obviously this will be the next plane in the Talisman series. And I want to do that obviously live. I want to do that as a bit more descriptive detail, so to speak. Let me know what you think. So, let's jump right in. So the stock payload of 9 250kg bombs is enough for 1.5 bases. So because we get a heavy bombers spawn, which is about 15,000 feet, I think, we will be climbing off to the side. And apparently this plane only has a climb rate of 3 feet a minute with this payload on, which I find to be rather hilarious. No, it's not. It's actually an alright climber. But I'm hoping we don't have to use the defensive armament too much. So why did me and Hartwig call it the poor man's BV? Well, if we look at the BV, you get two 20mm cannons up in the top, and you also get four quad turret 13mm machine guns. Whilst on the ME264, they're located in side blisters and in the nose. I don't think we'll need the nose gun, but even then, I will be using this thing primarily as a base bomber, which is what it's meant to do. But obviously, many people have been moaning about the bomb load on this thing, which, to be honest, I don't get why. 3.7, 4 tons, that's not bad at all. That is not bad. Maybe you could upgrade it to 6, maybe even 8, but then you'd be approaching BV levels of bombing, and games will be over even faster if you have it. The BV is a bugger to intercept because of the amount of defensive guns on it. We are at a higher BR, of course, so we will have P51Ds to deal with if we get up to it, which we probably will, let's be real. But I have seen a couple of 264s, and they do seem to do pretty dang well. Obviously, you will see eventually with JPrawn3 subscriber replay that this thing is actually pretty dang tough as well. And it's also taken a while for us to get into a battle today. I have no idea why. It has taken an unusually long amount of time. Normally you get games instantly with a 264. Just like that. And yes, I have been practicing clicking my fingers still. And I better make this quick, because today I managed to get Dave Schilling into my Discord server. Obviously, this will come out some time in the next week or so. It is the 31st of May, where I had to sort out my cock up, because I forgot there were 31 days in May. Hate waiting. Obviously, everyone and their mothers wants to play this thing. Quite clearly. Well, we're finally in a game. It only took about 5 minutes. Yeah, a lot of people seem to want to play this aircraft. It's quite clear to me. Obviously, we're not upgraded at all. We've honestly on our first flight. I'm hoping for it to go somewhat well. Obviously, it's a bomber. So if you're here looking for ace videos and shit like that in the 264, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I can guarantee you that. Okay, so let's start climbing. We are in a battle rating 3.7 game. We are gonna hit the left-hand base. So straight away, obviously we are weaping the aircraft to get her moving. She seems to handle pretty alright in a climb. I mean, it's doing a couple of 100 feet per, I feel like 5 to 6 seconds, so it's doing okay. One thing's for certain though, I think I might have to go out my way in SV2C Helldivers whenever I'm grinding war bombs and stuff to hunt these big buggers down. Because I have no idea what that is, that dot that you can see off the nose at the 2 o'clock position, but I think it's likely that might be a Helldiver, and if so, we are going to have trouble. The defensive armament on this thing consists of obviously 3 20mm. One of the 20mm is there, and the other 2 in the dorsal turrets, which you can see on the top. I'm hoping we don't have to use a defensive armament. I'm hoping to just hit a base. We'll hit a base and a half, and just get back to base. That's the plan anyway. I'm not going to go too aggressive in this thing. And that... oh, please do not tell me that's a Black Widow. It won't be a Black Widow. It could be a B-25. I think that 111 is probably going to steal our base like the ignorant cunthead that he is. Yeah, that might be a Halifax actually. We could always go after it. I mean, add a bit more of a twist to this battle, but this thing climbs really nicely. I have to say that. I saw in James' video, it did replay. It actually climbed rather nicely, and I think that 111 is stealing our base, like the, and that is a Halifax. At least it's not the bank. Otherwise, we'd be making dough for days in these things. But we're already at 18,000 feet, nearly 18,500 feet, and it's just climbing nicely. What's that down there? There's a bit of a bomber icon coming up. P-38 down there. Yep, we're being base stolen. But I did make a mistake on the 31st of May. I didn't actually realise there was 31 days of May. I cut that bit out in the waiting time when I mentioned that, just because I wanted to keep myself entertained and talk to myself, which is the first sign of madness. But even so. And there is a I-180S. Okay, well obviously I've shown you around the cockpit in the ASMR video I did, which I actually quite like the look of this thing in terms of like, just, it's such a smooth aircraft, and now my other base is getting nicked, like fuck off. Right, I'm hitting right base then, fucking hell. Okay, well, let's get this giant bomb load away. Obviously, 4 tons ain't a lot, but it's good enough. Okay, well obviously that noobs no names guy is actually doing pretty well for himself. Okay, well I've seen BVs kill bases in 6, so we're dropping 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bombs away, job done. That should be that base dead. Is anyone else going to try and steal my base? Because if so, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. Enemy base has been destroyed, which means we will get that final base all to ourselves. You've noticed though how they actually are using I-180Ss to try and climb up here because of their insane climb rate. Yep, 6 bombs was enough. Beautiful. Now time to hit the airfield. I can assist the BV in that regard because I still have 3 bombs. Now straight away this thing does not like turning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank the throttle back to about 50%. And open the bomb bay doors to align her on target. Team's doing okay actually, I will say that for once. Okay. Bit more right, gal. Bit more right. There's actually a guy sat on the bloody runway. 1, 2. And we'll drop the 3rd. Right on top of it. Let's get back to base, shall we? I don't think that guy's going to sit on the runway and let me bomb him, but if he is, I'll take it. I will defo take it. No, he's rolling. We're not going to get that, unfortunately. Yeah, we've got some base damage. I mean, it's not going to be much, but now obviously we have a concern in the form of this F6F Hellcat. But yeah, this thing's actually really smooth to fly. I mean, yeah, it doesn't turn on the spot, but it's a 4-engine heavy bomber. I'm not expecting it to. That BV should be able to mess up that base pretty damn good. If he's lined up on target, obviously. But I wasn't expecting this to be an adventurous first flight. It was more of a casual first flight. And to be honest, I don't really want it to be adventurous because, well, that BV's just leveled half the base. Lovely jubbly. I don't know if he's dropped everything, but I presume he has. 2.5 tons is generally what a BV can carry. So let's get back to the airfield. Obviously I'm not expecting sunshine and butterflies and aces at this thing, but I'd be happy if we just did base bombing all the time. I like flying heavy bombers like this. It's casual, it's calming, and well, we're not going to get intercepted at 20,000 feet unless a guy literally goes out of his way to kill us. And even then, the defensive armament is sufficient. So let's begin our descent. Obviously, I don't know the rip speed on this aircraft, but I'm guessing it's around 400 miles an hour, so we've got to take that into consideration. But yeah, I'm not going to get air kill after air kill on this thing, I can guarantee that right now, but I just find it calming, really. It's calming just to have a nice, smooth flight. What we could do is we could load up the bombs again and go for a ground target or two. I do see a bomber down there, so there's clearly something. Obviously, since we are carrying a lot of airspeed, we're going to need to slow it down a bit. And our team is starting to collapse. Right, 110, just take him in a head-on instead of running like a bitch, honestly. 110 pilots, there we go, good lad, you got 6 kills. You're doing bloody well for yourself, mate. You really are. fact, where is that bomber? We could catch that bomber. Get bored of this guy, shut your trap. Okay, well. Landing gear's down. It didn't take long to come down, that's for certain. I'm just watching around for enemy or the 109 because last thing I want is to get bounced on landing approach. Oh, shut up. I'm not even a cheater, so you're full of shit, mate. Honestly. He's telling me to fuck off. Hold on a minute. I'll land this plane, folks, and then I'm just gonna roast the fuck out of him. Right, the nose wheel's not down. We are not getting full braking force. Nose wheel is now down. And that is a pretty dang good landing. Say it's my first landing in this aircraft. Okay, well, what's he saying? That's Russian. No idea what he's saying. Like I said, I'm really impressed with this plane so far. Like, it's nothing special, the poor man's BV, but it does the job. So that's all I want it to do. I mean, this battle's been going about 16 minutes now, roughly. Recording's gone for nearly 20, so it's pretty much what I expected from a 4-engine heavy bomber, to be truthfully honest. Now, unfortunately, we will not have the bomb load to level the base. Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on. Do not drag his candy ass this way, because I do not have any control authority over this aircraft. Let's see if we can get a defensive gunners. Fire a burst just to get rid of him. I'll be messaging that bastard guy after this game. I find pilots like him pathetic. I'm not being funny, right? His teammates were going head on against his No Name's 110. He's not a cheater. If he was a cheater, he would have been banned before he even got that aircraft. The 109's flying it beautifully, so I reckon he's a smurfer, personally. That's my opinion, anyway. Now, I see the Halifax up ahead. I am actually just going to shut my blinds, so 1 second. You might hear the blinds in the background, but whatever, it's no biggie. That's better, now I can see my screen a bit better. We could go for the tanks, I mean that is an option. They appear to be stationary, so that is certainly an option to get some extra points towards Spade in this thing. I think we might just do that, actually. And he actually got the bloody 109. Bloody hell, man. Well done. Shout out to No Name 77, mate. You are doing bloody well. Okay. Bombs away. Bombs away. Payloads out. Let's go for the Halifax. We might as well. 4 targets, 5 targets. We still have more bombs. 10 targets. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. What level's this guy? Level 38. You might know his aircraft. But I realised, why am I saying Halifax when it's an MB? I don't bloody know. He's actually turning away from me. He's turning back towards his airfield. Oh my god, he's actually that scared of my aircraft. I believe we are faster than an MB, so we can catch up to him. If this ends in me getting shot down, I freaking deserve it, but I'm sorry. This is worth the attempt. case you don't know why I'm leading that far, it's because obviously it's 0.7 of a mile. Alright, gotta watch those 20s because they do jam quite easily. Enemy gunner is unconscious, that's what we want to see. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Keep it right about there. We might have him. He's running to his... He's that fucking scared! Oh, this guy's making me laugh. That is hilarious. Absolute coward he is. He's probably never even seen this thing before. I mean, on the plus side, we can go back to those tanks and finish off the AAA vehicles, so that's something, or rather. I believe also those barrage balloons are able to be destroyed by us. So we can always go up there and gunship them. That's an option. It won't help the team, but we've helped the team by bombing a couple of ground targets, and we are in the lead in terms of ground targets. Or points, to be rather. Now I wish I'd have kept some of the bombs on board and not dropped all 9, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, you're actually going to come back and fight now instead of running like a bitch? Go on then, because I have defensive armament down there. It's fine. I've got to give you props for that, mate. You've done amazing. Is he actually coming back to try and... What's he doing? He is actually trying to dogfight us. I'm not the best for leading 20 mils on bombers because I'm not used to it. Okay, power up. Like we're playing some Pokemon or something. Right, throttle back, let him drop in on the 20 mil in the tail. Giving it too much lead, just realised, yep, that's beautiful, that is beautiful. That's an engine fire. I don't think that one's going out, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, he's done. That's an air kill. In the first battle. Okay, well, great start, I think. 10 ground targets, one base, and a bit of base bombing to the airfield. And well, we got an air kill on the ME264. I will take that. It obviously took a little while to get a decent part of the battle. I will cut some bits out that weren't as interesting. But, good run. I will consider that a good run. Now the question is, how much did we get done in terms of spading it? That is a locked on trophy. Why is it giving me a 1.87? It's 1.89, you dumbass. Okay, just over 4k research towards the aircraft. 20 mil turrets and compressor because we need more engine power. Because power. We're like Jeremy Clarkson. Last part can go on to... What can we go for? Because we need 2 mods for that. I think we'll go bomb load, the 1000 kilogram. So not a bad start. Obviously, it was a bit like there were parts where I could have died of boredom, but I'll cut those bits out for you. 10 ground targets, pretty good run. Obviously, I didn't really aim them that well, but we still got a load of AAA trucks and tanks. Base bombing, yeah, this thing's perfect for that. Obviously, its stock bomb load isn't the best, but it gets the job done. And then obviously defensive armament, once you get used to it, because I'm not really used to leading 20s, I was leading it like a 50 cal. Yeah, they work brilliantly. They are absolutely devastating to an enemy aircraft. As we saw that MB, it didn't stand a chance. He was a bit of a coward, and obviously we had that whiner in chat, but I will be personally messaging him after this. So the Messerschmitt 264, good plane so far. I do like it. It's just that bloody repair cost is going to be a going back. I don't know what he's saying. That's no name. Um, yeah, not bad start. Obviously, we have used a free repair because we took some 20mm damage from the MB162. But I am well happy with that. It was a good flight. We got an air kill. We got a couple of ground targets. We got a base. Yeah. So would I recommend the ME264 at this current time? Yeah, I would. Obviously, the 20 mils are very vulnerable to jamming, as we saw. I did jam the lower 20 mil, and just overall, it's a pretty good aircraft. And its repair cost is insane. It needs fixing in that regard. But I will start spading this thing, and I will obviously get a review on it done using whatever footage I can get at the plane. You never know, we might have a couple more air kills. But yeah. So I'll let you guys off. Obviously, I'll cut out the parts that weren't as interesting or boring. And, well, I'll leave the landing in because it was my first ever landing attempt. But we'll see. Anyway, I'll let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed the first flight in the Messerschmitt 264. I like the plane. The America bomber is certainly something you should go for. Catch you all next one.